All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing his truth and sincerity, bahasham, qadash. This video is going to be entitled, I have trodden the winepress alone, okay? And basically, that winepress, what it's talking about is there's going to be a lot of bloodshed, okay? When who the world ignorantly calls God, okay, and his son Jesus Christ come to visit this earth, okay? Now, we're living in a time where you got a false narrative being pushed by Christians, even to this day, that God and Jesus are all, fun and games, okay? But we know that the scriptures say that Yahawah is a man of war, okay? And we know that there is coming a time like the world has never seen. So it's our duty to foretell the future events so that those, okay, who can take heed, okay, who the spirit of Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi is dealing with can take heed, okay, and get themselves together. Because, we're coming up on perilous times, man. Okay, so I was looking up some scriptures on the wine press, and I had thought to do a video, but I put it on the back burner. But, today I have time, so I want to get into it, man. Okay, a lot of good scriptures on it. This is Matthew. I'm going to start here, Matthew 10 in the New Testament, okay, because we read Old and New. This is Matthew 10 and 34, because like I said, through the Spirit, you got a lot of people thinking that the Heavenly Father is all fun and games, man. Like he doesn't have laws, judgments, statutes, and commandments that you need to follow, okay, to the best of your ability, okay. Like he didn't set up men upon the earth to lead the nation, okay, of Israel back to him, okay, the elect of the nation of Israel. Because we know 2/3 of our own people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, will be destroyed violently along with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the other nations. This is Matthew 10 and 34. Let's start. It says, think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Okay? When Yahawashi, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, came on the scene, he didn't come to send peace on the earth. It says, I came not to send peace, but a sword. Okay?
Strong's G 3162. Machera.
It says, I'm just going to get one definition. It says a large knife used for killing animals and cutting up flesh. Okay? Because we know that the Lord speaks about a sacrifice in Basra. Okay? The Lord's coming, all right, with the mighty sword against his enemies. Okay? First and foremost, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? For all his lies. Okay? And his murder of the Israelites. His perpetual hatred. Okay? The Lord's coming with a great sacrifice, and he's going to use the sword, man. Sword is figuratively, what does it say here? Figuratively, war, judicial punishment, sword. That's what the Lord's coming with, okay? And contrary to what you Christians want to believe, okay, we know that there's going to be a third world war where the Lord, okay, will work on the minds of these other nations, and they will shoot missiles upon America, okay, because America's the whore of Babylon, all right? This is all prophecy. This is all for those who can receive it, Your average Christian has not heard the Bible like this, all right? And you Edomites, okay? You are the so-called white man, okay? You white people are the biblical Edomites, and you have shed the blood of Israel perpetually, man, okay? And that's why the Lord's coming with a great judgment, okay? And you will not receive mercy, man. You will not receive compassion. There's no scripture saying that Esau, Edom will receive any type of compassion. You were the only nation that is not promised any mercy. All right. Let me get before I move on. Let's get this. This is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, "Thus saith Yahawah, thy power. This is Jerusalem." Oh, Salakia. Salak. Let me see. Ezekiel 35:5. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end." Okay? And the reason why the Lord's coming with the sword is because the nation of Edom, okay, Esau, Edom, now Esau is Edom, according to Genesis 36:8, has had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel, okay, by the force of the sword. Okay, they've killed Israelites by what? By the sword. What is a sword? Is a weapon of war, a weapon of death, okay, and destruction. It says, has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, now, I was looking at something right here. If you go here to Salaki, I had some notes written down because I looked some things up. You know, it's good to look things up. When you go here to David Guzik, all right. Let's see. Here you go. What does it say here? "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed of the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword." It says, one second. We'll read this. It says, "The Edomites were the descendants of Esau. The Israelites, the descendants of Jacob. Both these were brothers, and between them there was a contention even in the womb. And they lived generally in a state of enmity. Their descendants kept up an ancient feud, but the Edomites were implacable." Okay, now we go to this word implacable. I looked it up real quick. It says, not capable of being appeased, right? So they were not happy, man. They were glad to be enemies, man. They forgot the brotherly covenant. Okay, this is why the Lord's coming to shed a lot of blood, contrary to what you Christians believe. Okay, the Lord he's gonna tread you down like in the winepress. Okay, and I got an image for that. You know, it says, "But the Edomites were implacable. They had not only a rooted but perpetual enmity to the Israelites, harassing and distressing them by all possible means." Okay. It says, "And have shed the blood of the children of Israel." Edom gave expression to their ancient hatred by joining with armies set against Israel, by taking advantage of Israel at the time of their calamity. And that's what they did. Okay? You know, they took advantage of Israel while they're being invaded by who? By Nebuchadnezzar, man, in the time that the Babylonians, took down Jerusalem. All right? Let's see. It says, "have shed the blood." The victims were not merely Judeans who may have fallen to Edomite soldiers participating in Nebuchadnezzar's campaign. The blood guilt was incurred by searching out and slaughtering fugitives, right? Because they were basically cutting off the Israelites that were trying to get away from Nebuchadnezzar, man, in his campaign. Okay. So these devils have shown a perpetual hatred, man. And they've shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. Okay. It says, Psalms 137:7 and Lamentations 4:21 and 22 imply that Edom gladly aided the Babylonian invasion of Judah in 589 through 586 BC. Obadiah 10 and verse 14 also denounces Edom for a betrayal of Israel in time of need. Okay, so that's what it means at the time of their calamity. Okay. What is that? Okay, so let me continue. It says, at the time of the calamity, to afflict the afflicted is cruel. This is scarcely of man, bad as he is. He must be possessed by the malignant spirit of the devil. All right, and we call you Edomites the devil. When he wounds the wounded, insults over the miseries of the afflicted, and seeks opportunities to add affliction to those who are already under the rod of the Most High. You see? So that's what they did, man. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay? So the Most High Yahawah, okay, he says, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Okay? Since thou... let's look something up real quick. All right, the Lord's going to prepare you into what? To a lot of bloodshed, man. That's that wine press. It says, blood shall pursue thee. Look at this word, pursue.
Strong's H 7291. Radaf. Radaf.
Right. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. To be behind, to follow after, pursue, persecute. Right. So what's coming to you, man. Okay. What's gonna pursue you? What's persecuting you is gonna be a lot of bloodshed, man. Okay. I don't know what you guys in the Christian church are teaching, but this is what the Lord says. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, power, I'll prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith, which is like, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay? Hey, man, your death is following you, man. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Okay? Let's look up this word. Seir. Hairy or shaggy, right? Because we know that the Edomites were hairy all over. The land of Edom, south of the Dead Sea. A patriarch of the Horites, the inhabitants of Edom before the descendants of Esau, the Edomites. All right, so let me go back. Right. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Okay? So all you Edomites, wherever you be, are going to be slain with the sword, man. Okay? Why? Because you have had a perpetual hatred. Okay? And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, man. You know? Let's get this. This is a commentary by Matthew Henry. Because of the injuries they had done to the people of God, they shed their blood by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. They did not attack them as fair and open enemies, but laid wait for them to cut off those of them that had escaped. Okay, Obadiah 14. Okay, speaking about Nebuchadnezzar, all right, when they took down Jerusalem, okay, or they drove them back upon the sword of the pursuers. See, they drove them back upon the sword of the pursuers. So they pushed them back. When they were trying to escape, they pushed them back. This is what the Edomites did to who? Their brothers. Their brother, who was what? Jacob, the Israelites, by which they fell. It was cowardly as well as barbarous to take advantage of their distress, and for neighbors with whom they had lived peaceably to smite them secretly when strangers openly invaded them. You see? It was cowardly of them. Okay, they lived peaceably by them, but when their enemies came upon them, they were smiting them secretly. When strangers openly invaded them, it was time that their iniquity had an end, when the measure of it was full and destruction came. You see? So that's how they dealt, man. That's how these Edomites are, man. You know? They smile in your face, but they have the war in their heart. Even those that suffer justly and for their sins are yet to be pitied and not trampled upon. If the father corrects one child, he expects the rest should tremble at it, not triumph in it. You see, that's when their calamity had an end. They were already getting their ass whooped by the Babylonians, but what did they do? They just forever just, took advantage of them in their weakness. Okay? It's good to read these commentaries. Okay? Right, man. They trampled upon, the Israelites, always having a perpetual hatred. But you know what? The Lord's going to trample upon them, man. Let me get this. This is Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34. And I'm going to start at 5. Blood is going to pursue you, man. Since you love blood, to shed blood so much, you're a barbarous, people. Blood is going to pursue you. Okay? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, right? Did not Yahawashi say, I come not to send peace but a sword? Okay, this is the Most High. He said, as I live, in Ezekiel 35. And 6, therefore as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, right? That's what it says in Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, upon the people of my curse to judgment. You see that? Salakia. All right, and then sword is talking about what? Them ICBM missiles, man. Okay? That's what it's talking about because, contrary to what some people say, that there's no ICBMs. Does not Jeremiah 15:25 speak about the weapons of the Lord's indignation? The Lord has weapons, man, and the weapon he's going to use ultimately to destroy you Edomites, okay? You wicked of the wicked Edomites, the elites, is what? The sword shall be bathed in heaven. Salakia. Let's see here. My sword, Karab. My sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. All right? Well, who's Idumea? You Edomites, man. Edom. Red. Okay? Because you white people are not white. You're red. Edomite, Idumean descendants of Esau shall be bathed. My sword shall be bathed. Let's look at this word bathed.
Strong's H 7301. Rawchaa.
To be satiated or saturated. Okay? It says to drench. All right? So there's going to be a lot of bloodshed, man. To saturate. Bathe. Okay? Soak. What does it say down here? Soak. Water abundantly. See that? There's going to be a lot of bloodshed, man. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. It's going to come down on you Edomites and upon the people of my curse. What curse was that? Back in Genesis when the Most High cursed Cain for killing Abel. Okay, we know through the Spirit, through, that reincarnation, we know that that Cain came back to the reincarnation as Esau, man. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. You see that? It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord, for Yahawah hath a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay, let's look some stuff up real quick. Okay, Basra. Let's look this up.
Strong's H 1224. Botzrah.
A town in Edom, a chief. What is this here? Right here. A chief city of the Edomites. You see that? Okay. Wherever you Edomites are at, man, the Lord's coming for you. Okay. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams, for Yahawah has sacrificed in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay, so that sword, man. Wait, before I get on that sword, I'm going to speak about the blood of lambs and goats and kidneys and rams. Okay, what's that speaking about? It's speaking about the other nations, man. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of bloodshed, man. It says, this Isaiah 30:41, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahawah is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Okay, so the Lord's going to, they call the Lord the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, man. He's coming to slaughter, okay, all the armies, all the nations that are going to try to come up against him, man. All right, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. All the host of heaven shall be dissolved, okay? And the heavens shall roll together as a scroll. That's speaking about when the nuclear ICBMs make contact with the earth, okay? What it's going to look like, that smoke, okay? The host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's talking about that nuclear bomb. You know, that bomb. You know how it's gonna, how it looks, and their host shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, as a falling fig from the fig tree. All right, because there's gonna be nuclear fallout. So things are gonna fall off the trees, man. The leaves are gonna fall off, man. Okay. The host of heaven shall be dissolved, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Okay, the rulership, man, this man's rulership, okay, is going to be obliterated. He's going to be taken out of power, man. Ultimately, he's going to be judged, okay, by nuclear ICBMs, man. That's a lot of bloodshed, man. It's going to be a lot of people, a lot of death. That's the sacrifice in Basra. That's all these lambs, goats, kidneys of rams. That's what it's speaking about, all these nations, man. Because the Lord is coming to judge the whole world. See? Let's see. All right? All the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Okay? So the Lord's coming to destroy, you know, this world. You know, the scriptures speak about a besom of destruction. You know, and there's many movies that portray it, especially the first, one that comes to mind is Terminator 2. That scene where Sarah Connor is holding onto the fence, and then that nuclear heat wave. That's that host of heaven being dissolved. Okay, you know. Let me continue. It says, the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra. Let me get this. This is Zephaniah 1:7. This says, hold thy peace at the presence of Yahawah thy power, for the day of Yahawah is at hand. For Yahawah hath prepared a sacrifice, he hath bid his guests. You see that? The Lord, hey, he's bidding you Edomites to a sacrifice, man, and you nations. All right, and 2/3 of his own people, man, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it shall come to pass in the day of Yahawah's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. Okay, the Lord's going to punish kings and princes, man, you know, of the other nations. Look at this word strange. Look what it says.
Strong's H 5237. Nochri. Nochri.
Foreign, alien, foreigner. It says strange, the addition of termination, strange, of another country and people. You see? The Lord's coming to destroy you other nations, man. Because you are heathen. The scriptures speak of you as heathen. Let's get here. This is Ezekiel. Let's get this. Ezekiel 39. Right. So we need to speak about these things, man. Never a time like the world has seen. This what's coming. You know, because, you know, contrary to what, you know, Mr. Rogers, you know, and your false presidents, and, you know, all you guys that put up a facade like you're some type of a good people. You white people are devils, man. You are the wicked, and everything you do is contrary to the scriptures, man. Ezekiel 39:17. And thou, son of man, thus saith the Lord power, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice, that I do sacrifice for you. So the Lord is gathering all these birds for a sacrifice, so for them to come eat, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. You see that? Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, and of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. So the Lord's inviting even the birds, man, to a great feast. Okay? Because you damn devils, man, the Lord has a very great judgment. Okay? For the Lord had a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay? And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Yahawah's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy in Zion. Okay? So Yahawah has a vengeance, man. Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, in the year of recompenses. Okay? For the controversy of Zion. Okay? The Lord has a bone to pick with you devils about putting the Israelites into slavery.
Strong's H 7966. Shalom. Shalom.
Right, reward. This is going to be your reward, man. This is the reward of the wicked, and the year of recompenses. That's your recompense. That's your reward for the controversy of Zion, right? For putting you the Israelites into slavery, man. The apple of the Lord's eye. Strife, dispute, quarrel, case at law. The Lord has a case on you, damn devils, man. And we're testifying against you through the Spirit and power of Yahawah.
Strong's H 7379. Reeve.
Okay? Because you had a perpetual hatred, man. And you have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, man. Even unto this day. Even unto this day, you devils pursue us with the sword, man. Okay? I want to get this. Right, because, contrary to what a lot of people believe, man, there's going to be a great sacrifice, on the wicked, starting with Esau, the other nations, and also 2/3. This is Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Let's look at this word dyed. Dyed.
Strong's H 2556. Chametz. Chametz.
To be red. It's going to be red by what? By the shedding of blood. Okay? The Lord's coming with the sword, man. The Lord have his weapons of indignation. If it ain't martial law, all right, it's gonna be famine. If it ain't famine, it's gonna be a disease, plagues, And ultimately, the ultimate judgment is what? Them ICBMs, that World War III. So the Lord's coming with red dyed garments, man. Let's see. To be a bright, splendid color which as dazzles the eye, especially used of a bright red, scarlet mantle of a ruler. Okay? Figuratively, of the mind to act violently. Man, the Lord's coming violently. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel. Okay? Because the Lord's coming decked out. Okay? Traveling in the greatness of his strength. Okay? That greatness of his strength is them chariots, man. We know the Lord's coming also to visit, okay, the world with chariots. Okay? With their so-called UFOs. Not only is that nuclear destruction going to destroy the wicked, but also the chariots. The chariots are going to come do a lot of bloodshed, man. What does the scripture say? I shall punish the world for its iniquity. Where is that? Let's see if I can find it real fast. If not, I'm going to move on. Yeah, I don't know where it's at the moment. I'm gonna continue. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save, right? Because the Lord, hey, He's gonna, the Lord speaks righteous judgment. Okay, mighty to save, because the Lord's coming to destroy, but also to save the elect.
Strong's H 6666. Tzedakah. Tzedakah.
Righteousness in a case or cause. You see that? Justice. Righteous acts. Righteous as vindicated, justification, salvation. So the Lord's coming, man, to destroy, but also to save. Okay? Mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. Okay? So the Lord's coming, okay? All decked out, all in splendor, all in glory. Okay? Like, okay? His apparel, is going to be figuratively stained with red, like him that treadeth in the wine fat. Okay? Wine press, wine vat. Okay? Now, I got a picture. This is what it looks like. Ancient wine press in Israel with the pressing area in the center and the collection vat off to the bottom left. Okay? Let me get this. This is wine press in ancient Israel. It says an ancient wine press was a rock-hewn open air system. Grapes were pressed by being trodden underfoot in a treading floor. Okay, this is the treading floor, and those are the grapes. The juice would pour through a channel. Okay, this is the channel right here, into a vat. There's one right here, and there's one on the left. See? It says the juice would pour through into a vat where it would be fermented. It would then be collected in jars. Okay, so that's what the Lord is speaking about when he's talking about the wine press. Okay, this is what the Lord, how He sees it. Those grapes being what? The wicked, starting with Esau, Edom, the other nations, and 2/3 of His own people. Okay, and there's the at the bottom is the wine. Okay, on the top is the grapes being stepped on, and then through this hole, leaks through the wine, and then it's collected in jars. But this is figuratively what the Lord's speaking about. Okay, the Lord's coming to do a lot of killing, man. This is how He sees you other nations. This is how He sees you, Esau. This is how He sees the 2/3 of His own people as grapes, to be smashed. Okay, for what? For their wickedness, man. The Lord has tread in the winepress alone. Okay, there's a great controversy because of Zion, man. The Lord's not going to leave His people to just get totally jacked up, get killed, get maimed, get lied on, get totally trodden down, be oppressed. We're still oppressed. So this is what the Lord's going to do, man. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. Okay? Just like we saw that picture of that man that was treading in the wine fat. I have tread in the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments. Okay, that's figuratively. And I will stain all my raiment. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. Okay, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed for what these devils have done, along with your other nations. Basically hiding the truth and never telling that we were Israelites, man. Okay, now ultimately Yahawashi put us into captivity under the other nations and Esau, but they had a perpetual hatred. They never let up. They could have told us, but they never did, man. They never wanted to either. All right, but it's all the movie. It's all the will of Yahawashi. For I will tread them in my anger. You see that? The Lord's gonna step on you, man. Figuratively speaking, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments. Just like when you trampling on grapes. Okay, that juice is bound to get everywhere, man. It says, and I will stain all my raiment. Okay, I have trodden the winepress alone. So the Lord is doing this, okay, through His Son Yahawashi, and of the people there was none with me. Okay, and this is also the Lord's trying to get His vengeance for what they did to Him, man, when they put Him on the cross, man. You Romans, okay, Romans were Edomites. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. You see? So the Lord's going to cause a lot of blood to be shed. Redeemed.
Strong's H 1350. Gaal. Gaal.
To act as a kinsman, do the part of next of kin, act as a kinsman redeemer, right? The next of kin. The Lord's Yahawashi is interceding for who? The Israelites, man. To what? To redeem them, all right? To bring them back, you know, to basically to redeem them from bondage, from slavery. Okay, what does it say here? Exact vengeance. He's also coming to exact vengeance, man. Okay, the Lord's coming back for his elect, and he's also coming to destroy anyone who's not part of the elect, contrary to what you Christians believe. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. Okay, so Yahawah through Yahawashi, okay, is going to send his son, all right, to bring back Israel, man, to redeem Israel, and also for him to get his you know, his lick back, you know, for lack of words. There was none there to help Yahawashi, man. You know, just because that man came to him with the cross, you know, there was none to help him to get out of the situation. You know, he had to do it. That was what he was sent upon the earth to do. Okay, was to bring Israel back from transgressing the first covenant, for not being able to be a righteous and holy people. Okay, that's what these scriptures are about. That's what these Christians never seem to understand. Okay, so the day of vengeance is in his heart, man, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. Okay, so the Lord's going to come and do this. Yahawashi is going to come and do this, man. Okay, and it says, and my fury it upheld me. You see that? Let's see what it says. And my wrath sustained me. It says, I was amazed to see that no one intervened to help the oppressed, so I myself stepped in to save them with my strong arm, and my wrath sustained me. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. You see that? I will bring down their strength to the earth, right? All that haughtiness, man, all that pride, you know, all the wickedness, all the ill dealings, all the mouths are going to be closed, man. When the Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi comes, when the elect are being manifested, okay, all the fun and games are going to stop, man. This truth, these prophecies are going to come to pass even more than, you know, vain divinations that brothers speak, according to what is that, Ezekiel 12? Okay, it'll be in its full effect. The Lord's going to bring down all this madness to the ground. Okay? Scriptures speak about this. You know? Even in the book of Revelation, let's get this. This is Revelation 14 and 14. It says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown. Right? The scriptures speak of him having many crowns in the book of Revelation 19, and his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. Okay, that harvest being what? The end of the world. Okay, because not even Yahawashi knows, okay, when he's coming back, but the Father. Okay, so but there's going to be a time where they're going to call him into action, and he's going to come. Okay, it says, you know what, let me continue. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Let's get this real quick. Didn't mean to go too long, but, you know, kind of wanted to bring all this out, man, through the Spirit, Lord willing. This is edifying. This is let's see. Oh, man, now my internet wants to act up. If I can't get it, I'm just going to, let's see if I can get the word reaped.
Strong's G 2325. Therizo.
As crops are cut down with a sickle, you see, because men are likened unto trees. Okay, Yahawashi, said to abide in the vine. He is the vine, and we are the branches. Okay, cut off, destroy. Proverbial expression for sowing and reaping, man. Sowing seed and reaping. When things grow, the harvest is ready. Okay, you sow the seed, and then they grow, and then comes the harvest time. And then you reap it. Okay, with the what? With the sickle. Okay, it says, and another angel came out of that temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle, and another angel came out from the altar. Okay, so these are other angels. Another angel came out, and another angel came out from the altar, which had a power over fire. You see, because their spirit is created for vengeance, man. Another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. Check this out. Let's get this. Then another angel, New Living Translation, then another angel who had power to destroy with fire came from the altar. He shouted to the angel with the sharp sickle, swing your sickle now to gather the clusters of grapes from the vines of the earth, for they are ripe for judgment. You see that? Okay, the other clusters are the other nations, man. Okay, for they are ripe for judgment. And also, what? Esau, Edom, the other nations, and 2/3 of the Lord's people. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. Okay, you see that? That's the winepress, man. I have trodden the winepress alone. Okay, because Yahawah is in control of all the angels. Okay, so the Lord does the bidding. The angels do the Lord's bidding, and Yahawashi does the Most High's bidding. But this is what it said. Let me run that back. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. Okay, and we know that that's what? That ICBM, that ultimate nuclear fire, that destruction. Okay, that's that sword. That's that sword is going to demolish, destroy many people. It says, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse's bridle. You see that? Blood came out of the winepress. You see? So blood came out of the winepress, right? This was over full, figuratively speaking, even unto a horse's bridle, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. And I looked that up, and it's basically 200 miles. So it's going to be 200 miles of blood, and up to the horse's bridle, man. That's up to a horse's mouth. You see that? So, hey, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed, man. This is let me get a couple more scriptures. I know it's pretty long. This is Matthew 13 and 37. It says, he answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. Okay? The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. Right? The good seed are the children of the kingdom, man, the elect. All right? Because the Lord's going to separate the good from the bad. As a shepherd separates the goats from the sheep from the goats.
Strong's G 2215. Zizanion.
False grain. Okay? It says, the enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. We just read about the angels, okay? We just read about the power that they have. Okay? Let's see. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. Okay? So, right, there's even wicked people in the truth. All right? There's wicked Israelites on the earth that know they're Israel and who reject this truth, because all the world is going to hear the truth. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. So the wicked are going to be burned in fire. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity. You see? The wicked, okay, of the Israelites are going to be gathered out, and they're going to be burned. Okay? They're not going to enter into the kingdom. They have to die and then come back as children of the elect. Okay? And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Now that furnace of fire is talking about them ICBMs and Yahawashi when he's coming in his apparel and in great strength, them UFOs. And then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Okay? The righteous, those that turn many to righteousness, shall shine forth as the sun in the kingdom. You see? So they're gonna be glowing. That's literal. Okay? Because wisdom maketh a man's face to shine. You see? So that's beautiful. Let's get one more. Salakia, the water for bearing with me, Lord willing. This is edifying. This is 2nd Esdras 9, and I'm going to end it out. Salak. 2nd Esdras 9. What? KJV. Let's see. 2nd Esdras 9, man. So the Lord's going to, the righteous are going to shine forth, man. The righteous are only with their eyes going to see the reward of the wicked. Okay? Yeah, I just want to go into that wine press, man. And what inspired me is, certain images I was looking, biblical images. One being the sackcloth and ashes, and the other being the temple, and also what the temple looked like, and another one, the wine press. It's good to look into those images. Sometimes they're figurative, sometimes they're literal, but it's good to see what the scriptures are really speaking about. This is 2nd Ezra 9:20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were coming to it. Right, there's danger because of the things that have come into this world, man. You got all manner of wickedness, man. Children are growing up wicked. Monsters are coming forth. You got the women twerking everywhere, man. Straight, living in straight lustful. There's drugs. Killing, murderers, man. You just saw the other day on social media this baby that was buried in a shallow grave that was alive. It got saved through the spirit and power of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. Backbiting, murder, slanders. Scriptures speak of perilous times, man. All that is coming. Okay, and it's dangerous. It's a dangerous time we're living. It's going to get worse. Okay, that's why the Lord's coming with the mighty vengeance. Because when you first come into this truth, you want to save everybody, but after a while, you start to realize, man, a lot of people do need death. That's the only way they're going to understand. Till their obedience be fulfilled. 2 Corinthians 10. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were coming to it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster. Right? Now, we read in Revelation that the Lord says that the cluster was going to get thrown into the winepress. Okay? Trodden down by the fierceness of the wrath. But this is talking about the good part of the grapes, man. And have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of great people. You see, there's going to be great people out of the other, or I should say, there's good grapes and there's bad grapes. There's good Israelites and there's bad Israelites, man. It says, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain. You see, there's a lot of people going to die, man. Contrary to what you damn Christians are speaking about. Let the multitude perish then which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept. Okay, the Lord's grape, okay, his cluster, his good grapes be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. You see, this is all the Lord's plan, and the Lord's bringing it to fruition now in these last days, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, bringing forth this knowledge, breaking down these scriptures, man, leading many to righteousness. Those are the elect, though. That's what the scriptures are speaking about. But yet people, they cannot seem to understand what is this great work that is being done through the spirit and power. This is a great labor. The Lord has been made manifest the secrets, in this dispensation. It's this time. It's this generation. We know that we cannot go on 50 more years. There's no way. This earth will self-destruct. The scriptures speak about, if I have not left a remnant, it shall be like unto Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, okay, by the Most High with fire. Okay, and that was an example for us how not to live. How were they living? Homosexuality, bestiality and just perversion. And that's what this world is coming to. That's what America's about. America's about perversion. It's about confusion. Okay? So the Lord, the Yahawashi, Yahawashi, man, starting, all praise to Yahawah, but Yahawashi, man, see scriptures say, man, I have tread in the winepress alone. Okay? So let me just read this 22 and I'm going to end it out. Let the multitude perish then which is born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Okay? The Lord willing, this was edifying. Okay? I want to say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. Shalom.